Well, what a week it's been for equities, with markets displaying strength on all 4 trading days. Benchmarks hit fresh life highs in trade on Thursday, the Nifty closing above 18,300. That's for the first time ever, in fact, with gains of about 176 odd points, up close to 1%. Similarly, with the Sensex with gains of over 500 points. 4th day running, new records, and today, in fact, seeing a fantastic close. Adani Ports saw a jump of 7.1%, followed by Wipro after its numbers yesterday, which came in post-market hours. So let's take a look at that screen. Other gainers included Grasim, HDFC Bank, ITC. But look at that move on a Wipro post-earnings today. Laggards in trade, Coal India, Tata Motors, Eicher, Auto taking a bit of a knock. HCL Tech also, again, tech earnings have been in focus. HCL just cooling off a little bit there. Coal India and HDFC Life also some of the names making up the losers list in trade today. The India VIX was down 2% at 15.77. The star of the last street was unmistakably IRCTC. The company, which reserves tickets for your rail journeys, was listed exactly 2 years ago today. The listing price was 644 rupees against the issue price of 320 rupees a share for this superstar state-owned entity. Today, the IRCTC stock jumped to 556 rupees on the NSE, climbing to a new high of 5,845 rupees. That's a massive 1,800% rise in 2 years over its issue price. Experts say the price could rise further as rail reservations get back on track after the COVID lull. The wholesale price index, or the WPI, that's the wholesale price-based inflation rate, reduced to 10.66% in September versus 11.39% in the previous month. The decline was helped by moderating food prices and came about despite what we're seeing on those rising retail fuel prices. However, when compared to last September, when the WPI stood at 1.32% during the pandemic, the index has risen sharply. Meanwhile, consumer prices, as measured by the CPI, also slowed to a 5-month low of 4.4% in September. Festive season demand and increased energy prices are expected to see inflation rise in the months ahead. The RBI, which keeps close track of retail inflation for its monetary policy moves, kept interest rates unchanged at record lows in its most recent review last week. Now, if you were looking for proof that all's not well in Motown, you have it. Car sales have plunged in September, with just 160,000 units sold this September, a massive fall from 2.7 lakh units last year. However, it's not demand that's the reason for the dip. As Aishwarya Paliwal reports, it's actually a technical difficulty.
Call it revenge buying, call it a return to festive spirit after 18 months of a financially and emotionally draining pandemic. But customers are back in numbers. For the auto sector too, it could have been full throttle ahead, except it isn't. The debilitating shortage of semiconductors has thrown the entire car industry out of gear. In September, 1,60,070 cars were sold, a massive fall of 30% from August and 41% down from September last year. Two-wheeler sales were down 17% on month to 15,28,000 units.
It is not the lack of demand which is crippling the auto industry. It's not as if customers don't want cars. Customers want cars. They are flocking to showrooms. It's the industry which is not able to meet the demand. Why? Because of the massive shortage of semiconductors. And it is this shortage which is crippling the sector, not just in India, but across the world.
What's different this time is that it is not the low demand which has crippled the market. Customers want cars. They are flocking to showrooms. It's the car manufacturers who are unable to fulfill the demand. Why? Because of the shortage of semiconductors, which has handicapped the auto industry not just in India, but all over the world. Reports suggest that car companies sitting on order books exceeding 500,000 vehicles. Waiting periods for most in-demand vehicles range between 9 months to a year. Most other cars are also not available off the shelf. This has in fact forced many customers to cancel their bookings out of sheer frustration. There have been new car launches during Navratras. Mahindra's XUV 700 has attracted more than 50,000 bookings. MG has also launched the Aster, while Tata has started the bookings for its micro SUV Punch. But with the semiconductor crunch showing no signs of easing, customers are wondering whether auto companies can really deliver their desired set of Hot Wheels. Bureau Report, Business Today TV.